Hello and welcome to AnthSOLogy's 10th episode. This many. I'm Dr. Jessica Hebert of the PDX Broadsides, and I am coming to you from Portland, Oregon, and I would like to acknowledge that this broadcast is coming to you from occupied Clackamas territory. We are so proud to have our 10th episode of AnthSOLogy on the DragonCon Science track. We're so honored to be back again, bringing you science and music together on this track. So, I'd like to introduce you to all of our many and sundry performers, some of whom you have met before DragonCon, and some of whom are new to you. So, let's start over here to my left, all the way from Portland, Oregon. They are amazing musicians coming out with a new album very soon. The Faithful Sidekicks, Eric and Jen. Hello, how are you, friends?
Hi. We're doing good.
Great.
Jen.
Thank you.
That wasn't clear.
So tell us a little bit about your music, the type of music that you like to make, and what you are excited about at DragonCon. What are you going to go see?
This is our first time at DragonCon. We want to see all the things.
We really do. It's been, we've heard stories for so long that it's finally like, and yeah, there's a lot of amazing music coming through on the Filk track. A lot of music coming through on, obviously the science track's got some stuff that's cool. There's the costume content. There's so much stuff. It's so much. My gosh,
Even virtually, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves.
We are geek music makers of comedic type songs that
His background is music, my background is theater. We bring them together to bring silly, goofy, comedic, geeky. We do songs that are about working in IT, songs about sci-fi, fantasy, all the various things. Basically anything we like, we want to do music about. I shouldn't talk about this song yet, should I?
Hold that thought. Faithful Sidekicks, it is delightful to meet you. Over to the right, we have from, again, the Great Pacific Northwest, just up the coast a little bit, in Seattle, it's Sunny Larson. Hello, Sunny.
Hello.
You are in a million bands, approximately.
Including, give or take.
Including Vixie and Tony and Bone Poets Orchestra, and anytime a Filk performer's on stage, Sunny Larson jumps up there. But you finally released your first solo album. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. Released July of last year. It's called The Space Between Notes, and it is far better than I ever expected I would ever be able to do. So my producer is magic and my friends are magic, and it's so much fun. Lots of songs about space and about my favorite shows and books and some instrumentals, and yeah, so it's been really a wild ride and I love it.
And much like the Faithful Sidekicks, we can catch you on the Filk track, and this is also your first DragonCon.
Yes, it is. I will be doing 2x10 in the Fresh Filks on Sunday, I believe it is. And yeah, I never expected to be able to get to DragonCon because there's always something else happening this weekend, but here we are. This is a great opportunity. I'm really excited about it.
We are so excited to have you. Welcome to the science track.
Thank you.
Down in the bottom left, it's I was like, he's my pseudo brother. And I don't know that that's accurate. But he is one of my best friends in the universe and my bandmate from Portland, Oregon, Mr. Christian Lipski.
I was trying to figure out which one it was going to be.
Hi, Christian.
How long has she known Mike? I don't me. Hi, everybody. I'm Christian Lipski from Portland, Oregon, which has been on fire for decades. Just flames
on the side of your face.
On the side of my face. Yeah.
I have a question. Did you start the fire?
We didn't. but I may have.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It was an accident, is really. What more do you want me to say?
You see, you scared Mrs. McCleary's cow. It's good to see
Oh, my
you.
goodness. Yeah,
I think-
we haven't seen each other in quite a long time.
Right? I know, we're in the same city, but COVID.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. I'm excited to hear you do some solo science work.
I will do my very sciencist.
Heck yes. Down below me, he's got the best hair in show business. He has been a guest on VidCon. He makes amazing science-based raps for the people over on YouTube. It's Mike Like Science. Hi, man. How you doing?
Hello, I am doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you. Now, you are returning to AnthSOLOgy, but
That is correct.
it is your first appearance at Dragon Con, and everybody needs to check you out. What are some of the things that you're putting up on YouTube recently?
So recently on YouTube, if you're trying to learn how to code, or if you just want to know what coding is about in a way that like anyone can understand, hit me up. I got the raps all about it, and I explain the raps afterwards. It's amazing. Check it out.
That is SciComm in action. I love it so much. Are you doing a coding song today?
Oh, today, as you can tell by my shirt, it's not about code, but it's also not what the song I'm doing either. We're doing space. I feel like the coding is a bit more abstract for a performance. It's more of a teaching tool. So I wanted to do something that you can like imagine and visualize and see explosions and stuff.
Yes. All right. I'm excited about your explosions. But this is the joy of doing it virtually. There is a panel on the science track entitled Experiments Too Dangerous for Dragon Con, because they can do them when they're not at Dragon Con.
Nice.
So,
You gotta have some danger.
do whatever pyrotechnics you want in your own home. We look forward to them.
Yeah, but these will happen in your mind.
Oh. Viewer beware. And last, but certainly not least, over here, another YouTube sensation who also makes science-based music, but with his students about all sorts of topics. It's Science with Tom. Hello!
What's up, everybody?
We're so glad to have you. I know that your time is super tight because you're also, like, on top of making awesome YouTube videos and music, you're a full-time teacher?
Yes, that is right. I teach 8th grade science out here in the Bay Area. And as you might imagine, doing that remotely in a hybrid world is very, very wild, but it is really fun. The other nice thing is that when I work with students, I basically have handed my YouTube channel over to them, and now I've got a great content factory of 13-year-olds making science raps for you and yours.
Heck yes. Is everything you do rap, or would you classify it in different ways?
Yeah, I really encourage these students to pursue the genres that mean the most to them. And so they are choosing all over the show. They're doing musicals, pop, reggaeton, whatever, like it doesn't matter. So yeah, it is a lot easier to fit a lot more information into all those syllables in rap. And I grew up loving hip hop and rap. I'm a huge fan of Mike Like Science, one of my favorite science rappers. Not only the best hair in show business, best dressed science rapper in the game.
Every other science rapper in the world. Well, I mean, they're both here. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, there's like one or two others. Don't worry.
They are out there, but
Yeah.
you are the ones here at Dragon Con on this
That's
track,
right.
so you're the ones that I love most. So I'm so grateful to have you both here representing science rap awesomeness. So, in the great AnthSOLogy tradition, the way that we usually do this is we shout out to the audience and we ask them to pick a number, and people are assigned numbers. But there's no audience because this is pre-recorded. So, hold on. We have something even better. For you see, every gamer has to come equipped with dice. So, faithful sidekicks, you are 1. Christian, you are 2. Mike Like Science is 3. Science with Tom, you're 4. Sunny, you are 5. If it's a 6, I'm just going to choose whatever I want. I'm the host. It's a 3. It is a 3. Boom. So, we're starting with Mike Like Science.
Whoa, I feel like I won a thing.
You won the ability to go first. So, if the other performers would please mute themselves. Mike, would you please tell us a little bit about your song, your styling, and give us some music?
So you want the explanation first, then the song?
Either way, whichever way you want to do it.
Okay, we'll do a little bit of explanation, then the song, and then a little more. So it's a nice sandwich. This song is about the history of the universe. Before I started doing computer science, I was really like amazed with just space and like the formation of the galaxy and all that stuff. It's wild. It's amazing. I had to make a song about it, explaining the entire history of the universe. So we're about to do that, but I gotta walk over to my computer to get a file. One moment. Let's see, share music. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. You might know this one, but feel free to bop your head. We're gonna explain the history of the universe in like 2 minutes. Here we go. Bam! That's the Big Bang. Though it wasn't an explosion, it expanded. Seemingly nothing that turned into something. The matter is bumping and energy thumping, packing more heat than a bunch of deformants, particles, elements, all the things forming. The universe has zero chill, and it's pretty dark in here. There's no one to pay the bills. Then bam! Stars and quasars appear, and then bam! Radiation everywhere. Cosmic gases get denser and denser, pumping out stars like a stellar dispenser. Then they explode, galaxy note. They get recycled and many more grow. Pulled together by gravity, stars form then galaxies like E.G., SHP, Andromeda, and Milky. That's our future dorm. We live inside of her arm, and we're just moving along through this cosmic storm. The Milky Way is spinning, swirling, and mixing planetary recipes, gases, and stellar debris. Solar system whipping in the kitchen, collisions finished to 500 million. Solar winds blow, clean real good. Planets and sun that we call our hood. There's our pale blue dot. It's the most chill spot. Life is a miracle, so don't discard your shot. Before we existed, the planet consisted of ancient microorganisms. Then there were flowers, then the sky burned. Lots of life lost their shot. Little furries rise up. Now we are on top. What can I say? Mammals rock in the grand scale of the verse. Homo sapiens new in the scene. In the blink of an eye, that is the time to describe our deeds. We got good stuff, we got bad stuff, and all that between. We are made by the universe to understand what it all means. That was pretty deep. I should do the whole thing again. We got good stuff and bad stuff and all that between. We are made by the universe to understand what it all means. I forgot the part about dinosaurs. I was having so much fun. Before we existed, the planet consisted of ancient microorganisms. Dinosaurs, reptiles, mammals, birds. Then there were flowers. Then the sky burned.
Yay!
Woo. Oh, I should like stop the track. There we go.
Thank you so much for rapping about dinosaurs and flowers and the beginning of the universe. I mean, you got the dinosaurs and flowers in there.
Oh yeah, dinosaurs, flowers, there's some birds in the window somewhere.
So tell the folks at home what inspires your music, and whether it's that song in particular or overall the kind of music that you're making these days.
So for a long time, I worked in science museums while like going to school. And through the science museums, I was able to engage with science in a hands-on way that I really didn't get in high school. And so things clicked and connected because it was all about the fun and I wasn't worried about grades. And so I just got like, I was just amazed and inspired. And there was a song I was listening to by Jay-Z. And in one of the lyrics, he said, "You should only write what you know." So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should take all of this knowledge that I'm learning and turn it into songs that people can enjoy. So if they're curious about space, if they're curious about dinosaurs, if they're curious about pseudoscience, like I have songs about all of those things. And it's just a fun process because I get to combine science and art with the creativity, like trying to find a beat or make a beat and then like try to find a flow and using that, like with this song, it starts off like the Big Bang where it's like really slow. And then all of a sudden, seemingly nothing and turned into something that matters, bumping in energy, thumping and packing more heat than a bunch of deformers and particles, elements, all the things forming. And getting creative, using metaphor, like all of that stuff is so much fun. Like when I wrote that was actually like the moment when the Galaxy Note phones were exploding everywhere. So I had to throw that in. So it's the perfect mixture or the perfect intersection of all the things like science, current events, comedy, and also to what Tom said earlier about like being able to fit all of the information into all of the syllables of a rap. You also get to have this structure where it has to be catchy. It has to be something that someone understands, because then no one would listen to it. Sort of like, I don't know how I feel some research papers might be where I'm like, I want to read this, but it's like really long and the wording is boring. If it was a bit more entertaining, then maybe more people would read it, or at least maybe I would read it. But anyway, that's just me though.
Sometimes, well, like you said, Jay-Z said, write what you know. And even if it's a niche joke, write it, because sometimes that 3% is worth getting.
Yes.
I'm just saying, write the thing. Make music, and the people who love it are always going to follow.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that you pointed out the way that the song expands both musically and lyrically. I love entropy, the nature of our rapidly expanding chaotic universe. And I love that you incorporated that. You're a bad A, and I appreciate everything that you're making right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, hang out, because we are going to talk to people here in a minute, but we're going to have one more song first. I'm going to roll the magic die. See what we come up with. Oh! It's a 4. It's a 4. That means we're doing
back-to-back raps.
Back-to-back science raps.
Awesome. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to share my screen.
Do it.
I'm going to have a lyric video playing in the background, and I'm actually going to try a Zoom experiment that I haven't yet tried, which is audience participation. So let's see. The timing might get all jacked up. I'm going to ignore it, and we're just going to make it work. When I say, "Is it living?" I need everybody in the Zoom audience to say, "Is it made of cells?" Can we practice that one time? You should probably leave yourself muted, but I want to see you mouth this out, okay?
Okay.
So, is it living?
Is it made of cells?
Is it living?
Is it made of cells?
Okay, good. So it's going to be a non-verbal audience participation. Hear it? Also, Mike, if it's too loud, send me down on the instrumental. Check, low. Yo. Remember when the first light was cells in the soup? Now they're everywhere, from my brain to the cheek. I'm moving through. And when I'm here to prove it, they don't be complimenting things. We rolling in the from these combines about the rodeo. I can see the cells there if I'm looking close. Might need a scope, though, to help me take a look. Kinda like funk cells, shout out the hood. Scribbled in my mouth, links to my cells. I'm on the cells, that's called relations. When the microscopic little size of the shit. Everything's gotta eat from the gotta. Everything is responsible to your fire. Letting no regeneration. Talk about if you try to live, but if I arrive, battle not survive. How we can find out that we get time.
Is it living?
Is it made of cells?
Is it living?
Is it
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You had everybody made of cells. So I hope if you're watching this at home, Dragon Con audience, you are bopping along. And then you can rewind this and watch it again. That's the joy of the pre-recording. Also, if you're a Dragon Con subscriber, you get access to all of this media on all the tracks all weekend long, and I think forever. So, I mean, just be looking at all the things. So, that was a song about cells.
I actually realized I provided no context whatsoever for that track. So that was a track that, as you guys know, I'm a middle school science teacher, and one of the most important things that we talk about is defining life. Always a fascinating philosophical conversation. What is alive and what is not? And then the kind of easy way out of that conversation is like, oh, things that have cells are generally alive. And so that's where the hook comes from. And then the goal is that it's actually, there's a verse 2 component where students are able to write the second verse of that song. So in the YouTube comments, or they tweet it at me or whatever, they figure out a way to send it to me. So kids all over the country write a second verse so that they can be part of the process of creation.
That's amazing. And they can still do that now on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's possible that the shift to kids on YouTube might have locked down the comment section, which was a big change YouTube made recently. So, but you can definitely still write your verse. You can figure out a way to get it to me. You can find me on the internet.
Yes. Well, you are in many places. You're on Twitter and YouTube. Are there other places that people can find you?
Instagram every now and then. Try to spend as little time on social media as possible, but I'll definitely show up for a verse.
I mean, you are super duper busy right now, and we understand that if you're avoiding social media, let me fill you in. It's on fire. The end.
Yeah, thanks for the update. I should have known.
So other than songs about cells, what other things do you write with your kids about? You've talked about the styles, but like content wise.
Totally. Like, yeah, that was back, that song was from when I was still really interested in making songs myself. But I really encourage the students to think about narratives and stories in the process of science. So one of the things that's most exciting to me is looking at the history of science and the characters that were part of that. So we've got a lot of science history battle raps. One of my favorites is Rosalind Franklin versus Watson and Crick.
Yes!
You might be able to guess who wins that battle in this video. I have it on good authority that Watson eventually saw the video. And as you guys might know, he's got kind of to put it mildly, a checkered past when it comes to both sexism and racism. And like he and every other character is played by like young Black kids in Oakland. And it just makes me so very happy that he had to sit through that video and see himself get owned on a YouTube video by a bunch of kids.
Crick's granddaughter is an active science communicator on Twitter and is pretty rad.
Awesome.
But yeah, Watson, there's a song by the PDX Broadsides that you can hear on Solve for X. We call it FWAC. I can't say what that stands for out loud, but it's something Watson and Crick. Solve for X is Saturday night here on the science track, though it might actually be on the fan track. It's a pretty big, usually well-attended panel. But that song will be on there if you want to hear about my opinions about Watson and Crick. Just to give you a hint, the picture right there, that's Rosalind Franklin. I have some feelings. So I'm glad that you are doing that kind of awesome music that is both science communication and science history, because I feel like that's kind of lacking. So everybody go check out Science with Tom on YouTube for more science history and science raps with awesome kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, who's up next? What's next? And if you're enjoying this music today, look down below because there is a link where you can tip your performers, and that link will be open all weekend long. Feel free to drop a couple bucks so that these performers can buy more soda water or whiskey or science equipment or explosive stuff, Mike, I guess. So whatever you got. It's a 2. Christian Lipski. We're getting all the bottom row of. If this was Hollywood Squares, we would win.
Why are we on the bottom row? What puts us on the bottom row?
It was the order that you came into the Zoom chat.
Fate. Fate. Science. And fate.
And also fate. Christian, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. And the PDX Broadsides write a lot of science songs, but you're going to do something solo. I have no idea what you're doing. It's going to be exciting for all of us, isn't it?
Oh, you know it.
All right, Christian, take it away.
All right. It's been a long day for several months. Internal silence, I had it once. Though my life is looking up, I just see an empty cup that is somehow made of fire. So I'm looking for old friends I used to know. Give me that serotonin, dopamine, and empty out my veins of gasoline. I'm stuck in overdrive, and I could burn alive. I need some serotonin, dopamine, soothing sweet endorphins. Come to me and calm my worried brow. I could use some solace from you now. Is that a backbeat or jungle drums? Like something wicked, it always comes. All I want is to get out of this hidden haunted house that is open all year round. So if you could get me where I wanna go, give me that serotonin, dopamine, and empty out my veins of gasoline. I'm stuck in overdrive, and I could burn alive. I need some serotonin, dopamine, soothing sweet endorphins. Come to me and calm my worried brow. I could use some solace from you now. Sometimes it feels like I am plugged into a socket in a rocket that is full of angry bees, who now decide that it is time to do my taxes, sharpening axes while I think I've lost my keys. No need to worry, I'll be alright. I will be social, just not tonight. There's an upset in my brain, and I'm afraid I must abstain. So I'll party on my own. But if you've got those drugs I wanna score, give me that serotonin, dopamine, and empty out my veins of gasoline. I'm stuck in overdrive, and I could burn alive. I need some serotonin, dopamine, soothing sweet endorphins. Come to me and calm my worried brow. I could use some solace from you now. Solace from you now. The end.
I can't help but sing along like when you hit the bees part.
Oh, totally. I know. I was like, don't laugh. Don't laugh. She's going to do bees.
Yeah. Every time. I can't help it. It was so nice to get to hear you sing and to sing along with you even from a distance.
Well, thank you.
I
It was an honor. A pleasure.
So you wrote that song
I did.
about
How dare you
neurotransmitters
say
that we miss.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the process of writing that song.
Yeah. I think we were all going through a period when we were doing. Was it trust issues? Was it relatable content? One album, we realized that we're all just kind of writing songs about just being generally unwell in our minds and souls. And yeah, I was like, this is my turn. I want to do one too. And yeah, serotonin, dopamine. I remember I asked you. I was like those are endorphins, right? There's endorphins, because I'm gonna say they're endorphins in the song, so I just want to like fact check it.
They're neurotransmitters. They're fine.
They are. They're endorphins. Close enough.
Yeah.
Artistic license. It's all good. Yeah, and yeah, I think I wrote that song for a full band, but we don't have one. But that's, you know, that's how I write though. That's the thing, is like I'm a rocker trapped in a folkie's body. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're trapped in a Folkies band. Sorry.
that's the other part too. Yeah, our producers, like our producer Kevin Hahn, was I was like, we got to double the guitars and we'll double the vocals over here. He's like, you're in a folk band. I was like, oh yeah. brought me back down to earth. But anyway, that serotonin dopamine is like, yeah, that's I wrote that to be kind of a stomper in the choruses.
It's super fun, and that's on Relatable Content, which was the most recent album that the PDX Broadsides put out.
That is correct.
And
that's where it is.
You've been super busy during the pandemic. You released a solo album, didn't you? Yes.
Yes, I did.
Which you didn't tell your bandmates about. You just posted on Twitter, and I found out the next day.
Called a solo album. What do you want me to... What am I supposed to... Oh, yeah. No, I, you know, after like the first 3 months of being in my house 24 hours a day, I thought, well, there's some other things I could be doing with my time. I might as well just, you know, I'll just goof around a little bit. So I went back. I was out of work last year for like the first 4 or 5 months of the year. So I went back and I found all the songs that I wrote during that period. And I said, oh, it's going to be matchy, right? It's like all these songs I wrote not at work, at home last year, and versus recording it and performing it while I am at home this year. So yeah, I did 10 songs of stuff that I wrote last year.
And what's the album called?
It's called Indoor Kid. And you can find it at astoriahotel.bandcamp.com. Astoria Hotel.
And you helped create something else that got released to Bandcamp today, actually.
Today.
Yeah.
That's right. My friend Jessica, my doctor, contacted me and said, hey, would you do a guitar track for this song? And I said, okay, I will do it. And I didn't know what it was about.
Yes, you did.
I did know what it was about.
Thanks to Kara Helgren, we have a Portland protest song that came out today. You can find it at thepdxbroadsides.bandcamp.com. It is called Please Don't Be Our Mayor. We're kind of done with Ted Wheeler.
Yeah.
Behold the song there. It is Pay What You Will. So enjoy. Thank you, Christian, for making songs about science and feelings and sharing them with us.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
So we have 2 more performers yet left and a D6. So 1, 2, 3 is the Faithful Sidekicks. 4, 5, 6 is Sonny Larson. And here we go. It's a 3. We're going to the Faithful Sidekicks. Yes. Welcome to AnthSOLogy, Faithful Sidekicks, your very first time on the show.
We are happy to be here. This is awesome.
I'm happy to have
So
you.
normally when we're doing songs, I'm playing bass. Today I'm playing flashcards.
I understand that that's necessary for the song. So feel free to take it away and talk to the audience before or after your song about what's about to happen.
So this is a song written entirely in SQL code. If you don't know SQL, it's structured query language, which is used to query databases. And for those who don't natively speak SQL, translations are provided by the lovely Jen. Here we go. Used to be me. Update table love. Said love equal true. Where name equals you. One record updated. Delete from table mind. Where love equals true. And name is not like you. And name is not like you. Select star from my heart. Where love equals true. Inner join on me to you. Inner join on me to you. UZBU. Update table hard. Said tears equal no. Where tears are greater than 2. And cause equals me. Delete from event. Where angry equals true. And subject equals me. And subject equals me. Drop table bitterness. Drop table jealousy. Create index good on table mind. Access denied. Select star from my heart. Where love equals true. Inner join on me to you. Inner join on me to you. UZBU. Select star from table heart. Where love equals true. And name equals me. 0 records returned. Used to be me. Drop table love.
I love when you all do that song so much. It kills me. That is it, which album of yours is that on? Because you've released 2 so
That's
far.
our first album, Star and Other Star Things.
Okay.
So yeah, it was written. It started out as a dare. So I work in IT as my day job, and the irony is, at the time, I wasn't a DBA, and I am now. So
now he works with SQL all the time. When he wrote it, he didn't yet.
But I was exchanging some comments with a fellow Nerd on Fall, which is February album writing month. It's a challenge to write 14 songs in the month of February. About, SQL is such a great language. You could write anything with it and make it stick. And he was like, no, you can't. And I'm like, okay, gauntlet's been thrown down. Let's do this. And we started bouncing ideas back and forth. And he was the one who actually had the idea of, oh, you totally have to end it with Drop Table Love. I'm like, well, I do now. So...
I think that this was one of the reasons why you ended up nominated for one of the highest awards in nerd and filk music, perhaps arguably the highest award, the Pegasus Awards. You're on the ballot this year. So tell us a little bit about what you're nominated for, what you doing on that ballot.
So this year we are nominated for Best Media Song for our song Han Solo for President. Which is also on Other Star Things. And yeah, we're excited. It's gonna be cool. And we are going to be playing so the awards are at OVFF, and we're gonna be hopefully playing some more music at OVFF because
our Kickstarter will be live by then.
During our Kickstarter starts September 29th, so we're nervous.
Super soon. I know that you are recording your third album right now with Kevin Hahn at Opal Studios, who did the last 3 Broadsides albums. He's magnificent.
He's amazing.
Yeah. How has your experience been in studio, especially dealing with COVID right now? Are you bringing in guests at all, or is it just the two of you?
So far, it's just the two of us. We're trying to do guests either distant or potentially bringing like one at a time. But for the most part, we've been, we had to kind of work with Kevin to even just get the two of us in the studio. He wants to keep that cross, he's
taking reasonable precautions for COVID, which I really appreciate because I'm high risk. So that means that when we're not actually singing, our masks are on. And it's just the two of us and Kevin in the studio, and that's it.
Great.
And it's like a block of like 3 days that we're the only people that are coming to a studio.
We want you to stay safe and stay well, and to keep making new music for years and years to come. What's the name of your new album?
Our Kind of Strange.
Oh, and you've got cover art by a local Portland artist, right?
Yes. Rebecca Hicks.
She's the best.
Yes.
That's marvelous.
We're psyched. Yeah.
I bet. No, us too. Please check out the Faithful Sidekicks and their Kickstarter starting September 29th. That is so soon. How did we get to September already? Isn't this the 400th of March? I'm so confused about where we are. Thank you so much for coming and joining AnthSOLogy and your first Dragon Con too. It's been so good to have you.
Thank you.
Last and certainly not least, Sunny, who we met at an Oricon and formed a one-off band called Gang Signs Are Not in Our Wheelhouse. Yep. That was a fun day.
With the marvelous C.D. Woodbury.
Yes. And since then, we have done a lot of duets and collaborative music together. And you finally released your first solo album, which we'd been waiting for forever. Are you doing a song from that solo album today?
I am, in fact. I know.
Okay. Take it away.
Normally, yes. I'm just a very quick intro. Normally, I am a violin player. And I was already planning on learning the ukulele, but since COVID and I can't see my bandmates who I all love dearly, in order to perform, I've had to step up my ukulele playing. So this is in the grand tradition of filk. This is called The Wreck of the Martian Observer. Never came to claim her. The probe was the pride of the American side, with a line item budget from NASA. As Mars probes go, she was bigger than most, and her flight crew all were well seasoned. With a boost from below, she left LEO on a home and orbit trajectory. But somewhere inside was a fuel valve that died, put a seal on her fate in the ending. Observer. But the day she prepared to burn red Martian air was the day that her thrusters would fail her. Her engines were up and were ready to go, but the fuel lines, they were all leaking. And that hydrogen gas, it went up with a flash. Exothermic reactions were reeling. Tried to turn right, but her hydrazine storage was venting. And then her main dish was turned against her wish, into deep space where no one was listening. The red planet drew near and she shed bitter tears for the mission that never would happen. And she flew quietly by in the grip of the night, all the while with her batteries flattened. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when you find yourself slowly fading? Days, months, and years, all your hopes and your fears are type beamed off to Alpha Centauri. But such is the lot of a space probe robot, to go where no man has gone before her. And had she the spin, she'd have said with a grin, mission control was nice to have known ya. Demos it tumbles, Phobos it races, the Trojans, they all lay quiet. Jupiter seems to hold biologist streams, and Pluto, we finally seen it. Closer to home, Chinese rovers that roam under an Indian lunar observer. And the Mars probes still go with their ground crews below, and their metric conversions, remember. On a black granite stand on a Florida strand was the American space hero's mirror. NASA's engraved each of 24 names, but all the lost space probes are absent. The legend lives on from Europa on down to Phobos and Syria Planum. The belt it is said never gives up its dead, nor the wreck of the Martian observer. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to us. That song is specifically nominated for a Pegasus Award this year, isn't it?
That is correct. It's under the Best Space Songs category. And my partner and lyric writer, Aaron, is also nominated with me for that, since he is, as he puts it, the Bernie Taupin to my Elton John.
Every year, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Pegasus Awards, you can look them up. They honor the best and brightest in filk and nerdy convention music every year, and there's a lot of it. So there are several categories that happen every year. Best song, best classic song, best performer, best composer, and then 2 special categories that are song specific every year. So we have representatives from each one of the special song categories on this podcast. So I'm just saying, AnthSOLogy, it's where it's at. I am so excited for you and so proud of you. This is the first time you've been nominated as a solo artist for a song, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So neat. I'm sorry that you guys can't go to OVFF this year and
It's all right.
do it in person. So you're working on the ukulele now. What else are you working on musically during the pandemic?
One of the bands that we didn't name earlier is called Menage a Trio. It's Betsy Tinney on the cello and Alexander James Adams on the fiddle, and myself on the viola. We did socially distanced music in Betsy's yard a couple weeks ago, and if you are on either Betsy's or Alex's Patreon, you can hear a track from our afternoon there, because we recorded sitting out in the yard. So we're probably going to do another 1 or 2 of those. In the meantime, I'm just trying to get better at the ukulele and trying to learn as many songs off of my album on the ukulele as I possibly can. Just do the best I can.
You have a million bands, so of course I can't name them all or we'd be here all night. But I do love Menage a Trio because you do everything improvisationally.
That's correct. We usually do from audience prompts, and then we just make it up as we go along. I think my favorite prompt to date is probably Puppies on a Starship.
Oh.
Yeah. So the people in the audience are generally the only people who ever hear those pieces, unless we record and stream them, which sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Sunny, where can people find, some of your many musics on the internet?
Yeah. sunnylarson.bandcamp.com is where you can get my album either digitally or in physical media, and the accompanying coloring book. It's also available on Bandcamp. And then if you ever want to figure out what else I'm doing, or figure out, what I'm posting on Instagram these days, sunny.org is my website. SUNNIE.
Thank you so much for being here. And your name is spelled out right underneath you too.
Yes,
so people
right
can
there.
SUNNIE.org. We have time for one more song, so I'm going to go to the magic die, and we're going to find out who 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get to choose on 6. Here we go. Ah! And then I rolled it right off the desk and onto the floor. But I regret to inform you, it's still a 6. So I still get to pick. The joy of dice. Tom, this is your first AnthSOLogy and also your first Dragon Con, your first big con experience, and you had a super short song. Do you have one more for us?
I do, and I would love to showcase, actually, if that's okay with you, some of my student work. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely.
Okay, I wanted to show you a little bit of a video called The Immortal Rap of Henrietta Lacks.
Yes.
And for those of you who are not familiar with the story of Henrietta Lacks, there's a book called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, which I highly, highly recommend, by Rebecca Skloot. It tells the story of this woman, a poor Black woman in Baltimore who's had cervical cancer, went to the doctor, and they took a sample of her cells, and this doctor was working with researchers who were trying to grow human cells in a dish. And her cells were the first ones that could succeed growing outside of the dish, which was inside the dish outside of a human, which is a huge medical breakthrough. So many positive things have come from this cell line, but there was very, very, very dire ethical issues with how the cells were collected without her consent. She had no idea that that's what they were going to be used for. Her family was not informed in any way after she died that these cells were still being used. There was all sorts of kind of confusing communications with the family. And so there's also a movie featuring Oprah. Another fun thing about this video that you'll see is that Rebecca Skloot, the author of the book, lives in the Bay Area, and these kids are from Oakland. And so she was actually able to come visit the kids, showed them the original recorder that she used to interview the family members, and she like tries to dab at the end. So we'll see if we make it to the end of the video to see Rebecca Skloot dab. All right, so sharing my screen. The immortal rap of Henrietta Lacks from 8th graders from Kip Bridge High School in Oakland, California.
You heard about Henrietta Lacks?
No.
Well, let me tell you. That's where Gila cells came from.
I wanna know too.
Her family was lied to and the things they had to go through. Just know that her cells do not grow like others do. And they never will.
The better person known as Henrietta Lacks, whose immortal cells never fail, held to propel the medical field. Let's look at the facts.
Born 1920, raised in Clover, Virginia, was a strong black woman who had faith all in it. Married David Day Lacks, ended up with a ring, had all 5 kids by 1950. One day in her room, she told Margaret and said, I don't feel too good, I got a knot up in me. They said, what knot? And they felt her tummy. That's just another baby, you're gonna be a mommy.
But Henny knew there was something wrong. She went to Johns Hopkins and saw Dr. Jones. He checked her body, there was something she had. He got her biopsies results from the pathology lab. Epidermal carcinoma of his search stage 1, she needed surgery, and then she'd be done. Dr. Lawrence Warren Jr. was a surgeon on hand. He took the tissue sample for the test to be ran.
Dr. George Guy came on by, took a sample of cells, hoping they multiply.
Chicken bleeding technique he used to see if the cells could live immortally.
Knock, knock, you're about to be cell shocked. Knock, knock, you're about to be cell shocked. That's my fam, we've been searching forever. Immortal cells live forever and ever.
Together ain't no way we gon' fail. With Henrietta Lacks, cervical tissue cells.
Nobody do it better. They keep growing like mold on cheddar. Mary cut her cells like the shredder. Me and my assistants come together cause we know that her cells were the only ones that reassured our hope. Put the petri dish down, look through the microscope. Then that's when we knew they were multiplying. Whoa. Check my data, it say I'm the man of the hour. Her cells replicate every 24 hours.
Work, 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 work. You see my cells do work, 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 work. Now you about to learn, 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 learn. Importance of my cells, 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 cells. They are immortal. My cells are so special. They help to develop polio vaccine. My cells been grown the longest. Nobody else has done this. I believe they were the first living cells that were shipped to the U.S. mail. You took my cells and made it look great, but you were mistaken for selling into organization. All I wanted from you was to heal me, something I didn't know I had, something that you never seen, something that can kill me.
You need to come home, 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 home. So I'm asking, I just want to know what happened. Learning about you is my passion. So when they came to check, we didn't know exactly what they meant. Hey, with this textbook is what they said, but they took our blood samples without consent. But I think we need to fight, 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 fight. This isn't fair. We never gave permission. Mama didn't get recognition. Oh, I spent all my time trying to find answers. Searching, 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 searching. How much longer will I be searching? Rebecca's clue came on time, right before I lost my mind. Please help me try and find like what happened to my mind before and why. I said to work, 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 work. You see, now I to work, 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 work. So now you need to learn, 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 learn. The importance of myself, self, 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 self.
Hey guys, there's the dab. And thank you very much. So she has put in a lot of work. It was a super fun project, and yeah, cool project.
Is amazing. I love The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. It's one of the, I think, best written pieces of science communication that's ever been done. Marries the actual science with the history, with the impact on Black communities disproportionately, and this family. Such an amazing story, and amazing that you got Rebecca Skloot.
She actually requested it. She saw a previous video and she's tweeted out and she's like, "Hey, like when's the Henrietta Lacks video coming out?" I'm like, "Okay, let's do this." So yeah, it was a cool collaboration.
So neat. And so, have you worked with any other authors who have come to invade your classroom?
No, come at me on Twitter, everybody. All the famous authors who need videos. I got the talent. In California, we'll make it happen.
Seriously, those are some talented kids. Thank you so much for sharing them with us.
No problem. That singer right there is like one of the best singers I've ever worked with. The last girl who played Henrietta. So it was really fun to work with.
So great. Again, thank you all so much for coming to be on AnthSOLogy, the Dragon Con, the 10th episode edition, all sorts of, all science-based. Like, this was a very special episode of AnthSOLogy, and I'm so glad that you are all able to join us. I'd like to go around one more time and remind people where they can find your music, and also if you want to give them a short bit of advice that you have learned perhaps during your time making music during the pandemic. Faithful sidekicks.
The advice would be, don't let them get to you. Comparison is the thief of joy, I think, is really the one that's been hitting me lately. Is you're the only one who can tell your story and sing your song and talk about the things you love, and no one else can give you your voice for you. You have to have your own voice. So, and you can find us on thefaithfulsidekicks.com, thefaithfulsidekicks.bandcamp.com, Twitter, YouTube.
We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
And Kickstarter coming out September 29th.
We're very excited about it. Sunny.
Don't be afraid to try something new. You might actually be able to do it, and then you can keep making music in a new way. Yeah, so that's my wisdom for what it is. You can find me at sunny.org or sunnylarson.bandcamp.com. I'm all over the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
All those places.
Are we? All those places.
Christian Lipski.
Hello. My advice would be no one's going to, you don't have to play for anybody. You don't have to play live for anybody. So you can do whatever you want. Now is the time for you to just explore anything you ever thought you might like to do, any style or any topic or whatever. Like, now's the time, because you can just pretend that no one's going to hear it. And then when you're done and you find out that it's pretty darn good, then you'll be glad that you did. You can find my music on pdxbroadsides.com, astoriahotel.bandcamp.com, or just by random luck. Stay in school.
Mike.
Hello again. I was thinking about, like, what advice do I have? First of all, you can find me on Instagram and YouTube mainly. Instagram, Mike Likes Science, and on YouTube, if you just search dinosaur rap, I'm like the first one. So yeah, do that. I don't have the same hair though, because that was a long time ago. As far as advice goes, I have like two pieces of advice. One, because I'm a student, I'm studying computer science, doing a master's degree. One thing I learned from being a student and being on the other side as a mentor for a program is if you're taking classes, it's important to have your camera on so that the instructor knows that they're talking to an actual human being. I was guilty of not having my camera on. Like, I'm just gonna wear my bonnet and pajamas and do whatever. No one's gonna see me. But when I was on the other side, it was really rough. And the other piece of advice, if you are a creator, especially a YouTube creator or a social media creator, one of the things that I was able to do because of the pandemic was I finally had a chance to just mass record like 10 songs, 10 videos, edit 10 videos, and put them out one at a time. So take advantage of that time to be extra productive since there's nothing else to do.
And last but not least, Science with Tom. Talk to the people.
Yes. Well, I think if we heard about the Kickstarter for Faithful Psychics, and I think that making music often has a heavy dose of entrepreneurship as part of it, because you got to hustle. You're looking for collaborations with artists, with other people. And I found this to be a really fertile time for those types of entrepreneurial collaborations because everyone's on Zoom. And so like the amount of people I can meet with has just, you know what I mean? Is the number of people who I've been able to just get great advice from, do collaborations with, has been so rich. And so taking advantage of the fact that you can now have like intimate conversations and inspirational vibing with people all over the world is great. And if you want to do some inspirational vibing, check out youtube.com/sciencewithtom, sciencewithtom.com, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere I'm there. That's not true. But
I'd like to offer one bit of advice too, because I haven't done that yet.
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. If you are feeling the extra trauma and stress of this time, and you're feeling like you're supposed to be trying new things or doing lots of things, and you're just not getting there, you're not doing that, be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. That's okay too.
It absolutely is. Please remember to take care of yourselves. Wear a mask, wash your face, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your hands. Thank you for joining us, Dragon Con and later YouTube. I am Dr. Jessica Hebert of the PDX Broadsides, and we will see you again soon. Say goodbye, panelists.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.